Welcome back guys. It's been a long time since my last video. If you remember in my last video I said that we will discuss various ways of solving a problem, that is, counting the occurring chars in a string. So first we have a scanner class from which we will take the input. In get occurring char we will write the correct logic. So first we need to know what variables we need to declare. First let us declare a variable called n such that it takes the length of the string. Then we need to use array to store the characters of a string. Then we take a variable count such that to increment or decrement the count. So let's take these variables. After taking these variables, we need to write a loop. Actually we need two loops. One loop is to start one character and another loop is to compare that character with the rest of the characters. So first let's write the loop for loop. It will take from 0 to n, and let's also write another loop with j. Here we should not initialize j is equal to 0. We should initialize I plus 1, or we can take j is equal to I, so that if we write j is equal to I plus 1, we need to write count is equal to 1. So instead we'll write count is equal to 0. So what we need to do is simply write if condition. If c of I is equal to c of j, then we need to increment the count, right? After incrementing, what we will do? We will print it. If we don't print it, we don't get the right output, right? Our code is right. Check for syntax errors and all other things. I think it's absolutely right. Now we have written the print statement also. Now let's run the program. Let's give an input, sample input A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. See, there's an error. Actually, it's displaying the variables twice. That is, A is repeated twice, B is repeated twice. All the variables that are repeated are displaying twice. Why? Because we didn't take a distinct array. See, so to avoid this problem, what we can do is after comparing, we need to eliminate the rest of the characters which are repeated. For this, we simply can write c of j equal to 0. Remember what we are doing. When c of I is equal to c of j, it will increment. After that, it will eliminate c of j, make it as 0, which means when another c of j is repeated, it will not count the rest of the array. Simply let's run this code again. You will understand more what I'm talking about. Let's give the same input A, B, C, D. Now see. Okay, what happened is it changed all things. So instead of that, we will write I plus 1. It's changing c of j. A, B, C, D, same input, so that you can understand why there is count is equal to 1. Because we are not counting the first occurrence of the character. Skip the zeros part, focus on the ABCD part. I'll tell you how to remove those ABCD. See, now our program prints accurately till this point. After this we get the zeros, right? We should not print zeros. We'll slowly remove that. Okay, our logic is correct, just we need to eliminate this part. Let's try for another input so that you will understand that our program is written rightly. A is equal to 3. Yes, absolutely correct. C is equal to 1, S is equal. Now let's remove this part. It's repeating. So if we write if statement, if C of I double equal to 0, we break the loop. We don't break the loop, we skip the rest of the statements so that it will not get printed. Let's run our program again. Now we have eliminated the zeros with this statement. Let's try the same input. I don't remember the accurate input, but let's see. Hope this is the input. See, for these input we got this output. I think it's a good one. It's the simplest solution, but it has some drawbacks. What if I give the input 0 in a string? It will not count those zeros, right? Because I wrote a statement. See, it never printed the zeros. This is one drawback. You can optimize it with using hyphen or something else. Like if I use hyphen, no, it will work for number zeros, but it will not work for hyphen. Right? 0 is 3, A is 5, working perfectly fine. So we need to add a special character. This was our simplest solution. It has time complexity of n log n. Why log n? Because we are comparing with I plus 1. We are not comparing n times in the second loop. We are comparing I times, I minus n times, n minus I times, sorry. So that's why our time complexity n log n. And space complexity, we are just not using extra any space, just some character array which takes very less space. So thanks for watching guys. Let's discuss another way of solving this problem in our next video.